Welcome to Bell Podcast, powered by IBN. This original audio production delivers market and sector insights, as well as exclusive interviews with innovative executives shaping the future in fast-moving industries, and may feature a client partner of IBN or one of the 60-plus investor-focused brands within IBN's dynamic brand portfolio. As a multifaceted financial news and publishing company, IBN leverages its extensive distribution network, utilizing multiple proprietary corporate communication tools to introduce both public and private companies to a vast and diverse audience of investors, consumers, influencers, journalists, and other targeted segments of the public. IBN may have received compensation to produce this audio content. Please be sure to read IBN's entire disclaimers for full disclosures. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the next revelatory episode of IBN's Bell podcast.
Hi, and welcome to another riveting conversation with me here on the Harvest Podcast. You know, I'm Carmel Fisher, and as we've been doing, we're catching up with all the presenting companies that will be present at the Microcap Conference coming up very soon, January 28th to 30th at the Bogota Hotel, Casino, and Spa. With me, I have CEO, co-founder and chairman, Mr. Tamir Poleg. He's with us as the head of the Real Brokerage Inc. They are listed on the Nasdaq, REAX, based in Miami, Florida. The Real Brokerage Inc., together with its subsidiaries, operates as a real estate technology company in the US and Canada. It operates 3 segments: North American brokerage, real title, and One Real Mortgage, also offering brokerage, title, and mortgage broker services. Tamir, I hope I have done justice to that description of the company, but welcome to the show, and please give us a roundup of your interpretation, or at least your main mission and vision for the Real Brokerage Inc.
Absolutely. Hi, Carmel. Hi, everybody. Excited to be here. The Real Brokerage is a real estate technology platform. Yes, we do operate a large real estate brokerage in North America, in all 50 states and in 4 provinces in Canada. We have more than 25,000 agents working with us exclusively. So we are the fastest growing player in the field. But aside from that, we operate a technology platform for agents that also provides mortgage services, title services, fintech services as well for agents. So we are expanding our offering. But yeah, a very exciting story. Started back in 2014, listed since 2020. Growing year over year very impressively. In the third quarter of 2024, which was the last quarter we reported, we grew revenue by north of 80% year over year, while the market is down substantially. So we are a very unique growth story right now in our industry.
Exciting. So obviously there are many compelling reasons why investors should be looking at your company right now, with recent news just released a few hours ago. Tell us more about these compelling reasons that investors should be, keeping their eye on REAX and what the potential catalysts that you see on the horizon being.
Sure. A couple of things. One, we are the only player that both grows agent count, market share, revenue, and profitability. We've demonstrated that we know to grow in good times and bad times. So the market was amazing. The real estate market was amazing in 2020 and 2021. It kind of shifted in the middle of 2022. We grew very rapidly in 2020 to 2022, and we grew rapidly in 2022 up to this moment. So I think that one of the compelling reasons to look at us is the fact that we demonstrated our ability to grow, attract agents, high-performing agents through good times and bad times, and grow revenue and grow market share. Just to give you a sense of where we are, in the third quarter of 2024, we had revenues north of $370 million in the quarter. To compare, in the entire year of 2020, I think we did $15 million in revenue. So between 2022 and 2024, we kind of 10x the company, even though the market kind of dropped by about 25% if we're talking about transaction volume. So growth, despite market conditions, is one thing. Second, we're adding high margin services to our offering. We acquired a title company, a mortgage company, and then recently launched a digital wallet for our agents. In our title business, we have gross margins north of 80%. In our mortgage business, we have gross margins of north of 50%. And in our new fintech offering, the Real Wallet, we have very high margins as well. So not only we grow agent count and add more transactions to our platform, we're starting to monetize those transactions in various ways that are much higher margin than just classic real estate brokerage. So I would add that as another compelling reason to look at us. And then the last piece is that we are a true tech player. We are the most efficient real estate brokerage in the market because of the fact that we implement software instead of putting more and more humans to work, meaning that as we grow, as we scale, as we add more and more agents, we do not grow our operating expense at the same pace. And we have a very compelling ratio of 1 employee for every 140 agents, whereas the average in the industry is 1 employee for every 20 agents at any other brokerage. So I think that all in all, people look at us as a great growth story, a lot of upside through high margin ancillary services, and just an overall opportunity to change the way people buy and sell homes using technology.
Wonderful. Would you say that ratio makes up one of your competitive advantages in the market, or what would you highlight? Yeah.
100%, 100%. There are 1.5 million real estate agents in the US, another 160,000 in Canada. And the market is still dominated by traditional players. Those are brokerages that rely heavily on office space for distribution of services to their agents. They rely heavily on manual labor for processing of transactions. We as a company, we don't have that overhead. We don't have the office space. We don't have those expenses. We have very few employees that process transactions due to a lot of automation and software that we built that can automate all of the processes that typically are done by humans. So this is a huge competitive advantage because nobody can actually compete with us on efficiency. And this is why we can scale. Just in the first 2 weeks of January of 2025, we added 1,000 agents in 2 weeks. Think about a company that is brick and mortar based. How many offices, how many years you would need to actually grow the company by 1,000 agents? You typically have, I don't know, 30 agents in an office, 40 agents in an office. You would need to rent tens of offices, dozens of offices in order to accommodate
Right.
1,000 agents, and that takes time. So this is why I'm saying that this is a huge competitive advantage, and that allows us to just scale very rapidly.
Indeed. There was recent news of the addition of top producing independent brokerage Spyglass to REAX. How does this fit into your larger growth strategy, and what's next?
Sure. Spyglass is another great example of a large team that joined us. A couple of days before, we had another independent brokerage of 550 agents that joined us. What we're seeing is that we get a mix of solo agents. Those are agents that operate by themselves, and teams of agents joining us at once as a team, as an entire organization. So about 50% of our growth is driven by solo agents joining us, just deciding by themselves that they want to join the company. And then the other 50% is those larger teams that come on as one organization and they continue to operate as a team on our platform. The way we attract agents is mainly through referrals from existing agents. We do not spend any upfront marketing dollars. You don't see our ads. Our agents, it's word of mouth. Our agents go out, tell the story, and attract their friends in their local communities. So it's all organic growth. We never acquired other brokerages. And this is the strategy. The strategy is to continue and deliver value to agents. Our agents will continue to enjoy the value, and then they go and tell the story to their friends. And this is how those people are attracted to the platform, and this is how we grow. So I think that we will continue to grow both with solo agents and larger teams or organizations, independent brokerages that will be joining us.
Incredible. What amazing growth, and the traditional model of word of mouth. It's awesome to see that still has so much impact. But let's look at the revenue growth. What would you say is driving the revenue growth in your core business, and how are you planning to maintain this momentum?
Sure. So again, our core business is real estate brokerage. And the way to grow a brokerage is by attracting agents that will hopefully close transactions. And the way we monetize is through fees that we charge the agents and commission splits. Every time they close a deal, we get a portion of that commission. So we look at our business as a huge funnel. And the way to grow revenue is by attracting agents that actually engage and close real estate transactions. So the top of the funnel is how can we attract high-performing agents that will come over to our platform. Agents have to be associated with a brokerage, and it's an exclusive relationship. So if they're with Real, they cannot be with any other brokerage. So the challenge is, how can we attract them to the platform and make sure that we are attracting productive agents and we help them with their productivity? How can we deliver them and provide them all the tools they need in order to succeed and improve their productivity? And actually, over the past 4 years, we have been increasing our agents' productivity every year on an annual basis, which is a huge achievement. But going back to your question, attracting agents, helping agents close deals, monetizing through commission splits and fees, and then later on monetizing through additional ways. But the key is our ability to attract and retain high producing agents. This is a high churn industry, and we actually monitor our revenue churn, because what you care about is the agents who contribute to the revenue. And in the third quarter of 2024, again, last quarter we reported our revenue churn was 2% for the quarter, which is extremely low. The platform itself is very sticky. Agents come here and they stay. They don't see any other better alternative out there. So another key component is the ability to retain the agents and make the platform as sticky as possible.
Wonderful. So, as a CEO of a publicly listed company, what aspects of your growth story do you believe that investors might be overlooking? And how does a platform like the Microcap Conference then help you and your team to better communicate these opportunities?
Sure. So I'll start with the second question. I think that obviously my job, our job, is to constantly be in front of investors and tell them the story. And the Microcap Conference is an amazing opportunity for us to meet those investors that are particularly looking at companies of our size in our space. And I think that it's extremely targeted. So amazing opportunity, and we're looking forward to the conference. I think that people, and especially investors, they like to compare companies to something that they know. So we very often get asked, who is your closest comparable? And we're trying to create something that is far more than just a brokerage. We're trying to create a real estate tech platform or a financial ecosystem around the purchase and sale of a home and around real estate agent businesses. And I think that people are still not fully understanding what we're trying to build, big picture. They're saying, okay, Real is an amazing real estate brokerage, fastest growing, a very large player right now in the market, maybe I think number 6 largest brokerage in the US. But they don't fully understand the end game here. The end game here is not to become just one of the largest or the largest brokerage in North America. The end game is to be able to monetize real estate transactions in various ways. That includes high margin services as well, by starting at the start point of attracting transactions and real estate agents. So I think that in the quarters to come and years to come, people will understand that we are building something more substantial, much broader, that includes so many other services that other brokerages do not offer, and everything is tech-based. So I think that this is one thing that people miss out. And then the second thing is the huge opportunity that exists in real estate with AI. AI is going to completely change the role of real estate agents, the tasks that they perform, and the consumer experience. And this is something that we are heavily investing in. And I think that later this year, people will understand exactly what we're building on the AI front to help our agents serve their clients in a better way and to help consumers enjoy the real estate transaction much more, have a more efficient, transparent, faster real estate transaction compared to what they're having today.
Incredible. Just another way AI is coming to transform industries. We look forward to hearing more from the Real Brokerage Inc. at the Microcap Conference coming up again, January 28th to 30th. Be sure to register, join us there, come say hi. The Harvest Podcast would be hosting on-site interviews, and we're very happy to exclusively bring you all the insights. Once again, it's important to make sure that you reinforce your message out there to your audience and keep keep them top of mind. Stay tuned for more. I'm Carmel Fisher. Tamir Poleg, thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic day.
Thank you very much.
The Bell to Bell podcast is an original content production powered by IBN, a multifaceted financial news and publishing company that delivers next-generation corporate communication solutions. Utilizing proprietary corporate communication tools such as news aggregation and syndication, social communication, and brand awareness techniques, among others, IBN introduces both public and private companies to diverse audiences to enhance reach and recognition. IBN may receive compensation for services and solutions provided to its client partners. You should assume that the owners, officers, and directors of IBN or financial analysts mentioned in this production may hold a position in and may intend to trade the securities in their own accounts. This production is not an offer or recommendation to buy or sell any securities that may be mentioned in this production. The information in this broadcast is presented solely for informative purposes and is not intended to be or should it be construed as investment advice. As in all investments, investment in the featured companies carries inherent investment risk. Listeners should review the companies thoroughly with a registered investment advisor or registered stockbroker. This production by IBN is not purported to be a complete study of the featured company or other companies mentioned. Information used in statements of fact have been obtained from featured companies and other sources but not verified nor guaranteed by IBN as to completeness and accuracy. Such information is subject to change without notice. Please see IBN's full disclaimers and disclosures at www.ibn.fm/disclaimer. Music in this episode is by Infraction. For more, visit inaudio.org.